Salute and welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Real Talk. Canelo Alvarez, Avni Yildirim going down at Miami Hard Rock Stadium. It's going to be pretty epic, man. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez, yet again, putting the super middleweight title up for grabs. Does Avni Yildirim have what it takes to go in and take the title? He has to. Canelo was already proven it doesn't matter if you're the same size, you're the bigger guy, he can break you down and get you up out of there. Avni Yildirim in this fight is the bigger guy, but if you cannot utilize your tools, distance, range, and boxing Canelo Alvarez, it means nothing. As I said, Canelo Alvarez is a very seasoned veteran at this point, at this stage of his career. He's broken down many of opponents, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter if he's the smaller guy, it doesn't matter, man. Canelo has power, very good upper body movement, throws very good combinations, goes to the body, one of the best body punchers in the game of boxing. So Avni Yildirim, the keys to his victory in this fight will have to be utilizing his height, size, range effectively. His jab is going to be principal. He has to have a dominating jab in this fight. And when Canelo tries to close the distance, he's going to have to switch it up and back Canelo off. He's going to have to put Canelo on the back foot. But that doesn't really put Canelo at a disadvantage because Canelo, despite what some may say, he can fight going off of the back foot. But he prefers not to. Canelo has already proven he can turn into the aggressor even if he is the smaller fighter. I believe that's one of his advantages. It doesn't matter if he's a smaller guy. He has the offensive tools and the defensive tools to become the aggressor and go on the attack against the larger opponent. Now, Avni Yildirim, you know what I'm saying, as you guys can see in some of the footage, he looks pretty decent, but like I said, hitting the bag, hitting the pads, that means nothing because once you get under the lights, that's what counts. As I said, the same thing for Canelo Alvarez. He looks great hitting the bag, hitting the pads, but when Canelo gets under the lights, he proves that he's possibly pound for pound the best fighter in the game of boxing other than Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? A lot of people have these two guys, you know what I'm saying, neck and neck. You can also throw Errol Spence in there as well. But Canelo Alvarez, Miami, you already know Miami has a large Spanish population, you know what I mean, as far as fan base, as far as Canelo Alvarez. We're going to have to see come fight night who shows up. Now, one thing that I didn't find out, if they're going to have fans in attendance for this fight. As you guys know, like I said, the state of Florida, the COVID-19 pandemic virus has been pretty big, has been devastating, you know what I'm saying, to this city and to this state. So therefore, I'm not really sure if there's going to be fans in attendance, but if it is, you already know it's going to be super limited. But if it's not, the fight's still going down and it's still going to be super explosive. You just got finished seeing his stablemate Oscar Valdez go in and knock out Miguel Burchett very brutally, you know what I mean? So you already know how it is as far as the Canelo camp, you know what I mean? Eddie Reynoso, one of the best trainers in the game, man, has a championship stable, you know what I mean? So you already know how Canelo's going to come into this fight. You don't know, because look, Canelo never comes into the fight, comes into a fight the same way. He always switches it up, and that's one thing not only that I like about Canelo, but it's hard to plan for Canelo, because even though he may be fighting another bigger guy or whatever, he's not going to do the same thing that he did to his past opponents, you know what I'm saying? Chavez, you know what I mean? Some of the guys that were bigger than him coming into the fight. He's going to do something different. He's going to switch it up. But it's one thing, this principle that you do know that he is going to do, and that's attack the body. If you're the bigger guy, you have to make sure that you defend yourself against the body shot. That's one of the principal ways that Canelo breaks guys down. He's very effective at it, and he's very efficient at it. You know what I'm saying? He's very good at going to the body. And once he has you buckled, you know what I mean, going upstairs, but he also fakes going to the body just to catch you kind of with that, you know what I mean, that sneaky upper slash haymaker, you know what I mean, left hook that he likes to throw. He caught numerous of fighters, you know what I'm saying? He caught Triple G with that punch a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? That's a very sneaky punch for Canelo. But like I said, his punch selection, very accurate, those very good combinations, very solid combinations, you know what I mean? Some combinations are thrown just to touch you up, just to set up a shot. But he's very capable of throwing solid combinations, meaning if he hits you with 3 or 5 shots, they all hard shots. So if one of those shots get in, they can hurt you. So that's one of the things that Avni Yildirim is going to have to watch out for. Canelo's combination game, especially if he gets you on the ropes. Avni Yildirim is going to have to stay off of the ropes in order to be effective. His best game plan is to keep this fight in the middle of the ring. Stay off of the ropes if you're a Yildirim. If you get on the ropes, tie up, circle out. Because if Canelo gets you on a rope and he starts digging, you know what I mean, digging to the body, you're going to be in trouble. Eventually, he's going to catch you with a shot. You've seen what he did to Kovalev, you know what I'm saying? So that can easily be Avni Yildirim. So you have to stay off of the ropes if you're Avni Yildirim in this fight. You have to do your best to utilize your range, keep this fight in the middle of the ring. Yes, you want to be cutting off the ring. Yes, you're going to be moving around the ring, but you want to stay off of the ropes. You do not want to live there. You want to keep the fight centralized in the middle of the ring. You know what I mean? Make it a boxing match. Don't try to slug with Canelo. For real, Avni Yildirim is going to have to make this fight boring. Hate to say it, but it's true. Because he's going to have to utilize his jab. And your jab, although it's one of the best tools that a boxer can have, your jab, depending upon how you use it, it's not one of the super flashy shots. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't have that solid jab like a piston that can possibly knock you down like Charlo. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't have that jab. But in this fight, Avni Yildirim is going to have that jab. He's going to have to stick that jab out there, but not just to keep distance, but to be effective. He's going to have to catch Canelo with that jab. And being as though he's a taller fighter, he's going to be punching down, you know what I mean? So you're going to have to make sure that as you throw that jab out there, you get that jab back and get back in your guard, you know what I'm saying? Try to stay away from high guard because you're already the taller fighter. So you want to keep that guard kind of mid-range, you know what I mean? Like I said, so you can make sure that you can drop and protect your flanks and protect the body and also check the shots. So if he try to hit you with the looping shots, you know what I'm saying? You're still close enough to parry off and block some of those shots, you know what I'm saying, if you're Avni Yildirim. So it's going to be a great fight. I know it is, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing Canelo does. He does entertain when he fights, because that usually it ends in a knockout. But boxing is a game also of upsets. And his camp, Andy Ruiz, probably one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. You never can count anybody out, you know what I'm saying? So Avni Yildirim could upset Canelo if he gets him, if he catches him with the right shot, the right time, but more importantly, if he's able to finish him. Nobody has ever caught Canelo with a shot, hurt him, and been able to go in there and finish him. Because I told you, if the fight goes 12 rounds, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. The nod is going to Canelo, if this fight goes the distance. You already know that. So Avni Yildirim's best options, either a knockout or you have to make the fight super physical. That's it. Because once boxing goes out the window, if that is not working, he's going to have to risk it and put it all on the line. And that's when you're going to find out, how tough is he? Can he take a shot? Is he durable? Because once you throw that game plan out the window and you make it to a fight, you're going to have to sustain that damage and that output as far as offensively if you're Avni Yildirim for 12 rounds to give yourself a chance in a possible decision upset. You have to. But as far as trying to box Canelo, possibly catch Canelo with a shot that's going to take brilliant boxing, also angles. From what I've seen from some of the footage, Avni Yildirim, he's not super explosive on his feet, but neither is Canelo. But you're going to have to utilize angles if you are going to try to catch Canelo and set Canelo up with the shot. You're going to have to utilize your angles, and also your timing has to be key. Canelo also cuts the ring off very well, and he has great timing, and he has great power. So being as though he may be the smaller fighter, he still, who knows, could possibly be the stronger fighter between the two. You're going to have to see, fight fans, once the fight commences, and I say between round 1 and round 4. That'll tell you not only which way it's going to go, but if Avni Yildirim is going to have a chance, number 1. And number 2, it's going to let you know possibly which round Canelo is going to get Avni Yildirim out of there. If this fight doesn't go the distance, I say Canelo will get him about there between 6 to 8 rounds. 6 to 8 rounds. If it doesn't go the distance. If this fight does go the distance, I personally, I'm going to have to favor Canelo in a unanimous decision. If Yildirim cannot make the fight competitive and make it ugly, he's going to have to. Once you get 4 or 5 rounds under your belt, if you're Avni Yildirim and you don't see, if you really can't do nothing with Canelo at that point, you're going to have to make it physical. You're going to have to make it ugly. You're going to have to make it a fight, a brawl, a street fight. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be your only chance at that point. So from round 1 to round 4 or 5, we're going to have to see, fight fans. But if it goes beyond that, I see Canelo probably breaking him down and getting him up out of there between round 6 and 8. You know what I mean? Because if it goes to decision, Canelo got that all day. So it's going to be a great fight, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're in Miami and they are going to have fans in the stands, check it out. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I just found out that the fight was going to be in the Hard Rock. I don't know where the heck I was at, but it's going to be in the Hard Rock. In case you guys don't know, AKA where the Dolphins play. So it's going to be a good fight, man. But at the same time, guys, you got to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you mask up. And I like to say guard up, because it's kind of crazy out there. But I'm gonna definitely cut this one short, man. Move on to the next one. Stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe. Also have Oscar Valdez, and who he's going to fight next is going to be Shakur Stevenson. It's going to be Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I mean? That's an interesting scenario. So I think we're going to be talking about that next. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, man. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, catch you guys on the next one. See you next round. Peace.